everyone, welcome back to my channel. So good of you to come and pop by again. It's Angela and I'm here today to share with you how I go about making the tutorial for my lapbook folio journal thingy. Alright, so I did have quite a few requests about that, so we're going to have a look at how we put that together. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. Alright, so today's not going to be an overly long video, but I am going to sort of get you prepared on what you need to gather together, and we're going to start tackling some of this. It's going to have to be a couple of episodes, I'm afraid, but I'm hoping that you decide to make a couple of these that make great gifts with a kit that I've used particularly. I think it would be a great Easter idea, especially with the bunnies, but of course you could make this for Valentine's, birthdays, you know, absolutely anything. And as one of my subscribers said, a great sort of book to keep alongside the bed, journal in at night, all that kind of thing. So it has many opportunities, especially gifting ones. All right, so we're gonna have a look predominantly at this side of the journal today, and I just want to take you through a couple of things that you need to get prepared so that you're ready for our next episode in this sort of series. Alright, so I'm going to be calling this the French Bunny Folio. I think I'll put that as the playlist for all the episodes related to this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is you need to have followed along on my tutorial for the cover. All right, so I've just put one to the side here. This is the cover that I have done. And what you would need to do is you need to seal this cover. This one I haven't sealed yet. So what you need to do is, and I'll probably do it on another one, we need to paint this with Mod Podge, or that's one option, or of course the Tim Holtz matte medium, or any other matte medium that you might have. All right, so just to seal it like I did with this one. So you want to do that before you stick on your little plaque over here. All right, so this one I haven't covered up in the middle yet, as you can see. It's probably what I do last. So you want to open this up like that and make sure that you give this a good covering just to keep it all nice and sealed, wipeable, and protect the paper. All right, so that's what you're going to do there. So we'll get onto that a little later, but make sure you've done one of these, and then we can carry on with how you would finish that in another episode. Okay, so what I want to focus on today is really this side and what you're going to need, and I'll also explain what you'll need to print off or collect as far as the inside covering is concerned. All right, so just want to close that up for a minute. Just put that to the side. Let's see, where can I put that? Over there. And then let's start with a couple of things that you're going to need. Right, as far as envelopes go, what I've got here is one of these window envelopes, and I'll give you a couple of measurements, but remember, this is just a guesstimate. You can trim and or make your own envelopes, of course. This one is just 8 3/4 inches long, and 4 1/4 wide inches. As far as centimeters go, this is 11 centimeters by 22 centimeters. Okay, so you want one of those. This one has a flap like this. You do need it to have a flap like this rather than something that's going to be that shaped. Okay, so we want one of these. The other envelope I've got, I think this is a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 inches. It's a square envelope. In centimeters, that's 15 1/2 by 15. All right, and again, you need to have a flap like this rather than this. So you want one of those as well. And then what this is just a CD envelope, which I think is pretty standard. As far as sizes go, we're looking at about, it's just short of 5 inches by 5 inches. So again, it's got a flap like that. Right, so you want one of those as well. So just gather those together. Just use these little clips that Carol was talking about. I love these. These are like really meant for I think quilting really. But these are great little clips, as Carol was talking about them, and I'd seen her use them before. And so I got myself a whole tub full. Great, really strong clips. Got them on my Amazon, so really good value instead of my paper clips that I usually use. So I've got those. So these are envelopes that you're going to need. Now the other thing you're going to need is, I've used my templates. I've used my templates. These are my exciting envelope templates, and we are going to use these two in there a number of times. So this is envelope 1, and this is the 10 by 10 envelope 2. All right, so you are going to definitely need those. You can find these in my Etsy store as templates. I have then just printed them out, traced them onto card, and I use these all the time. All right, so we're going to use those. The other template that I've used is my gatefold template, so you're going to use that as well. Then I also, as far as printables are concerned, I have used this from my doily kit. So you can use any doily that you have, but I'm using that one. That's my doily digital. Just that side, not that side, but that's how it prints out. Then as far as the cover and the inside cover is concerned, you are going to need 3 pages to cover the inside. Now because it's quite high, it's 9 inches tall, it's too wide for the side on view. It needs to be that way. So I've used this printable, which is from the French Rabbit kit from my Porch prints, and I love that. And you're going to need 3 of those. So whichever paper you're going to line it with, you need 3 of those. All right, so I will get that ready. Then what I want to do is, now I am using the My Porch Prints French Rabbit. Of course you don't have to do that, but what I've done there is I've printed out the envelope and pocket part of the kit, the whole lot. So what I've got here is you're going to need this envelope, that envelope, those 2 envelopes we're going to use. So it's pretty much the whole kit I've used. I haven't left anything unused, very little. Then this is the layered pocket that's in there. We need to print that out. And then the smaller pockets that look like that. Okay, now that one and the last one I showed you, the layered pocket, these 2 we can just use as they are. We'd only have to print on the one side. But when it comes to the 3 actual envelopes, so the 2 bigger ones, these 2, and the smaller set, I have printed on the other side. So I've just taken a My Porch print kit called Antique Papers, and I'll put it in the link. And it's just a subdued print on the back there. And I have printed on the back of those because I don't want it to be white when I cut this out. All right, I like to have a printed underside as well. It just looks, for me, it looks more professional. Obviously, you can do whatever you need to do. So all I do is when I print that side out, I choose the ones I want to print on the other, put it back in my printer, and it prints on the other side. All right, so it's not that I've set it up in a special way or anything. Okay, so we need to have those. So that's for the pockets and the envelope side of things. So those pockets, along with the templates and these, we're going to then have what we need for the side of the folio. All right, so what I'm going to do now in a minute is just take you through the last pages that you need to print. Now this was also a My Porch Prints page, but I have the mini books, the little mini books, French Rabbit mini books. This was one of the pages in there that was really that big, and I've just enlarged it. You can choose any page, obviously, unless you want to go and buy the mini books. That's up to you. All right, so that's where this one comes from. It's not part of the kit. And then what I've done here is this is going to become my coin envelope. So again, I've taken actually one of my shabby chic, my Christmas pink pages, and they had this. You could use the same antique pages, but I had this anyway, and I just printed that on the underside. Okay, so when I make my coin envelope again, it's printed on the underside. So we need one of those. Then this one is just printed on the front. That's going to cover my bigger envelope, just that side. Then I have got one of these. And I think this, no, that was just a misprint. This one you want to print one just like that. We're going to use that on some of for one of the envelopes. Then I have got a plain one of this. Now these all come from that French Rabbit kit. Then I've got, I think, 3 of these, the blue ones. 3 of these, and 2 of them. Sorry, these two are printed on the underside as well. They're going to become envelopes, so I have done that. Okay, so you've got one with the same as the pink, and one that I've put another one from the French Rabbit kit. Okay, so guys, you can choose whatever pages you want. I'm just trying to get you all geared up so that you know what I'm doing. I will show you when I've cut this out, which goes with what in a second. But this printing did take me a long time. Here's another one of these pages. You're having one that's printed one side, you want another one that's printed both sides again. Okay, but this will become clearer to you when you see the actual elements that I'm cutting out, and I'll explain all of that when I get there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the various envelopes and things, and then I'll be right back with you to show you what you need to do with yours, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I'm back. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at everything that I've cut out, and you can see the different papers that I've used to make up that side of the project. Alright, so this is a very long-winded affair, so I'm sorry, but once we've got everything going, that will mean that we all prepped and ready to go to assemble the other side. Okay, so I've cut out 2 of these, and as I said, I've printed on the back, so those are little folded envelopes. We'll use both of those. Then I have folded up the 2 envelopes that I said to you, and as I said, printed on the insides. That's my personal choice, but of course you can decide to do that. Now of course you can ink up these and stick these down as well. I will get that ready and not do that on camera. So that's that side. Then I've cut out a layered pocket here, 3 different layers, part of the kit, and that's ready to go. And on the back I've just cut out the 2 pockets which we'll also use, so that's also ready to go there. Then as I said, use my envelope 2 for my exciting envelope templates, and I have used one of the pieces of paper here, this beautiful one that's similar to the cover, and then on the inside I printed the stripy ticking that comes with the kit. Alright, so I will ink this all up as I said, so it's one of those that you want to use. That goes for the front. Then with our window envelope that I showed you earlier, this one, I've cut out that paper on the front, so I've got that file, and then on the back I've done one of these from the antique papers from my Porch prints on the back, and I've cut out one of the doilies which I will trim down, but that's going to make a tuck spot on the back there, so that's that one. Then you've got a CD envelope. Use scraps of paper to decorate that up, so that's that. Then used one of these pages to cut out an envelope 1, folded that already, and I printed one of those images from my shabby Christmas kit, pink pages, and that's one of those. And then on this side I've used the big square envelope, printed out one of those blue ones for the front and the stripy one for the back, so that's all cut. And then this goes on top of that, so I've taken this template, this is from my templates 2, to do the gatefold. So we've got the light blue, this one, on the one side, and I've printed the typed sort of same as the other one earlier from the Christmas kit in there. So that's what's going to go there. And then I forgot to mention that I actually have a larger envelope which I cut down. I'll give you the dimensions for that quickly, this envelope, and I'll measure the paper because it's about just over 6 1/4, and the length of that is 8.5 inches. Now the envelope's slightly longer, but I thought I would just show you quickly what I did here, because you want to match this up with the length of the window envelope, which is 8.5 inches long. So this is just about 1/4 inch or so longer, and I just wanted to cut that off because it would be too long for my folio. So it's just a case of lining up this bit here, and I'm just cutting it off to make it 8.5 inches. All right, so you've got 8.5 by 6.5. All right, and your flaps on the side. Don't worry about that opening, we will deal with that in a bit. Okay, now what we needed to do here with this one as well is we can actually glue the top of that down. So it doesn't matter that we've cut that off, we can just glue that across the top there, like that, because we will actually cut it open along the side. Okay, so there we have that all done. That's nice and sealed now. And then what I did here was I just took a sliver off the side. So that's my daughter. Heaven knows what she's doing. All right, so there we go. And then the pages that'll go on here are this pink page in the front, like that. All right, and then on the back here, that was a misprint. I've got one of these that are going to go on the back here. All right, and then what I did there was took that same pinkish paper, printed this on the inside. This is the length of my letter, or A4, and I have just, tell you quickly, 4 3/4 inches wide, or in centimeters, 12.5 centimeters, and you're looking at 8.5 inches, 8.5, 11 inches, sorry, length. All right, so fold that up, and that will end up going there. So I'm just clipping that all together, and those clips are really handy for that. Okay, my printer ran out of ink in the middle of printing that page, so you know that happens. Right, so we'll just stick those all together there. Okay, so we've got everything that we need now to put that side together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prep a couple of these things. Let's just see quickly, what else do I need to trim. With this one, I've done that one. With this one, we wanted to cut an opening at the top here, so just making sure. Yes, gosh, it's so many things, you've got to double check yourself, because otherwise I end up doing the wrong thing. So again, just going to open that up. Here's the side, so we want to cut off a sliver over there, so let's just do that. Okay, so that'll give us an opening at the top there. Don't worry about that, as I said, we'll deal with that when we get to sewing that, sticking that side down. So that's not a worry. So that'll go on the front, and this will go on the back over here. Okay, so that one's ready. Yeah, and on the back of that one is where we're going to put our layered pockets. So those will go on the back here. Now I just like to get it all together, so I know what I'm doing. So that's what that one's going to look like. This one over here, I can take the template away now. What we're going to do is we're going to make an opening on the side here. So I think what I did there was I first stuck this down. So I'm going to do that quickly while you're here watching me. So stick the flaps down first, otherwise that piece is going to be loose, and by doing this it just keeps the alignment right. So we want to just do that quickly. Went a bit high on the gluing, not to worry. Alright, so now it's closed, and what we do now is we want to just cut off a sliver here. Okay, come on. Right, so that will get a decoration there. Now we've got an opening over there, so that's what that one is. With this one, which I will decorate as well, also you want to have an opening on the side here, so get that ready. And I'm doing this now so that you know where the openings need to go, and then I can go ahead and distress all of that. With my long envelope over here, let's start off by just cutting off the amount that we want for this doily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off a good inch from the side here. Move that over. So I'm going to just line this up here because this is an inch, so 2.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to line that up, and I'm going to trim that off just like that. And that should be better as far as sizing is concerned. Let's just see. Yeah, that's better. So that's what's going to go on there. And then on this side again, we want to just take a little sliver off the edge here, like that. Okay. Just like that. Sorry. Okay. Right, so you've got an opening over here, which is what we want. Right, so that will go here. Now, what I did for the opening over here was I just used my pencil, which is now gone somewhere. Where's the, oh, here it is, sorry. And once I've got these clipped in place here, so just looking at my spacing so I get it right, and just want one more on this side. And then what I did was just to gauge where I needed to be, and this is a guessing game, but you can see if you just lift it up where you need to be. And yeah, right, so I've got the little marks here of where that shape needs to be. And what I went and did was I just took one of my little frames, one of my die cuts, took this piece off, die cut that out there, so I had a guesstimate of where it needs to be, and that made the window opening. You can just use your ruler and a pencil, mark it off, cut a line across there like that, and make a hole and cut around it with your scissors. If you don't have a die cut, that would work, but that is what I'm going to do there. And then this will go on the back. Remember, don't cover your flap here. You need the flaps to be open. And this will go on the back, and then this will end up going over here and make a tuck spot. So you'll just clip that all together over there. All right, so there's that one. I'm getting through them all. With this one over here, what I did was I didn't have an opening on the side. What I did here was that's the side that you're going to tuck under. This flap here at the top, I stuck this down. Okay, so I'm sticking down that one like that. It's also going to reinforce that opening there. And then what I did was I stuck these down. Okay, now I'm going to distress these before I do that, so just so when you've got that like that, your opening is actually there like that. Okay, so that will be that one. Don't need that template anymore. Then I've got my other little ones that are going to slot in as we need it, so you can easily glue those down. And then just wanted to see where I needed to put that pocket. Oh yes, of course, the pocket goes on the back of the CD envelope thing, so I need to just put that on there like that. And this one I use in something else. And then this one goes on the square, big square one over here. So that ends up going on this one here. All right, so we've got everything ready now, and I will be back here with you just to show you what I'm going to do after. Okay guys, so we've got everything ready, as I said. So what I suggest you do is ink up everywhere that you need to ink up. Go and glue shut all your little envelopes now. You're very mindful of where the openings need to be on these pages over here. So I'm not going to take it any further in this particular video because it's it would take me too long and it would be well over an hour, so I'll have to do it in another phase. So what I suggest you do ready for the next video is print out all the ephemera from your kit that you want to use. So if I just bring this back into play, go and cut out all the cards, all the little images like this, little booklets, and things, all the different ones, the whole kit, because we will use it all. And also, while you're at it, go and print out the journal pages. Now, on the journal page side here, I have printed them double-sided. So I printed out all the ones that had the pretty images on like that first. Then I fed them back into my printer and printed out the ones that look like this on the back of those. All right, so that'll take you quite a while. It took me quite a while to do that. So go and print all of those. Now in total here, I have got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 of these pages, the pretty pictured ones. They're double pages. And then on the back, I printed all of these little bunny images, and you get a cream one, a blue one, I think, and 2 of the lined ones. So a cream lined one and I think a blue lined one as well, like that. And they've all got different little images. All right, so go and get that all sorted so that you've got that printing done. And of course then all the ephemera. And then when I come back to you in the next video, I will have decorated, I would have stuck everything down, and I'm going to show you how I decorate it, and I'm going to put this piece together. All right, so that's what we'll do in the very next video. So you've got lots of homework to do now. I hope that you've enjoyed this. It's going to be lots of fun. You're going to love it. And I will see you all very soon in part 2. Bye-bye now.